Hi, Emily.
Hello.
So this is actually the first time I've met Emily. Like we've spoken like messages, but not actually met. So this is lovely. And already, we've been talking about things like Louise Hay, Gary Zukav, Wayne Dyer, all those things, all the things that, woke me up to, well, more spiritual. I was already spiritual, I guess, but that sort of takes you into a different, more about ourselves, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
And so, yeah, Emily's definitely. Oh, I better put the sound up because I take it down. It's so, but for this, it might be better if it's up. Sorry, I won't be a second.
Right.
It's only on 21. Lovely. Yeah, so all those sort of people, or I've got all the books in there, as I suppose you have as well. So that just wakes you up to how much there is to know that what we're not taught in school, probably.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I didn't send my kids to school.
Didn't you?
I homeschooled for 10 years. My youngest has only just gone to college. So
Oh,
I'm free. I've been homeschooling for 10 years. So I'm a bit like, oh, what do I do with myself now?
good Lord. Well, I shouldn't think you're at a loss because I've looked at your website and my goodness, there's so much you've trained in. How
Mm.
you've ever found the time to train in all of that. But how amazing. I mean, I guess your main thing that you really love is for fertility. If I go to the page I got open, so if I just read this bit about Emily, and this is on our page, which is called
Thefertilewomb.com.
lovely, thefertilewomb.com. And I know this isn't probably for everyone watching, but we're going to talk about other things as well. But
Oh
this
gosh,
is like
yes.
your love, your
Well,
absolute.
fertility isn't just about having a baby, it's about birthing a version of you, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Oh, see, I
Mm.
just love this. This is everything that I'm into. So yeah, my experience with
Oh, I
over.
can't hear you, Jackie.
Let's
I
just
could
have a
hear you
look.
then.
You can hear me. Oh, your internet is unstable, it's saying.
Oh,
Okay. Mine, not yours, probably.
oh,
Yeah. Okay. I'll try again. You can hear me all right now?
yeah.
Okay. I'll just try that again. With over 15 years of experience working in women's healing, I have been truly blessed to support hundreds of women in achieving successful pregnancies and healthy birth, many after long journeys of struggle, heartbreak, and hope. I've worked with women of all ages in their 30s and 40s, and even one incredible woman at 48 who had spent hundreds of thousands of pounds on IVF treatment and had nearly given up after just a short time working together. She conceived naturally and quickly. There aren't just These aren't just success stories, they are powerful reminders that when a woman reconnects with her womb, her body, and her truth, profound healing and transformation becomes possible. As a leading expert and trainer in womb and fertility massage therapy, it brings me endless joy to witness a woman not only becoming mothers, but to step into their power, radiance, and wholeness along the way. So that's lovely. But like you say, in all honesty, it is rebirthing of ourselves as well. Like it's not just looking at
No.
women
And also
having
like
babies.
the blockages of creativity. It's all about opening up the conception vessel. This is what I teach my students. So if we open up the conception vessel, we can receive the idea, the baby, the book, the website, the podcast, or whatever it is you need to receive on a soul level, and then you can open your throat and express it. You can open your heart. You can bring it all the way down, clear your mother line, which is what I teach, and then give birth to it. Whether that's a baby, whether that's a book, whether that's a pack of oracle cards, whatever it is. And that's the trouble, is that quite often we're blocked. So that's what I teach on my courses. So that's what I've been doing with my women for 15 years.
Honestly, you're so young to know all this. It's so amazing. Like just in a conversation we were having before we came on, and you said, don't go in and have a conversation like this. Actually go to your higher self and their higher self
Yes.
and have a conversation there, because they might not be open to, you check in first, don't you, to see if they're open to a higher self conversation. I
Yeah.
think you have to ask permission of their higher self, but usually it's a yes, you know.
Mhm.
So I have done it, but it's just remembering to do it. Such a good
Yeah.
idea, because that the higher self's more open to hearing what.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like you say, you've had 3 girls now. And so the wisdom you've picked up, and my goodness, homeschooling, I just think that's amazing. That's definitely since, 2020, when all things changed. Most people, loads of people that I know, but you were homeschooling before that
Yeah,
then.
I think I started in 2014. I took my eldest daughter out of school. So she was really struggling. My kids just don't fit into the school system. They're super, super sensitive, very intuitive, very creative. And I took my eldest daughter out of school because she just, every day she was coming home and I felt like a little part of her was dying. Like a little part of her was falling away and fading away. And we went on holiday, me and my husband. This is a lovely story, actually. Me and my husband and the kids went away on holiday, and I kept saying to him, "Look, this is the real Molly. This is what she's really like. We haven't got to force her to go to school." And she looked different. She was softer. She was happier. And he finally said to me, "Okay, we can homeschool," because we didn't have a clue. We didn't know where to start. And I actually said, "God, if I'm meant to homeschool my daughter, you need to help me because I don't know where to start." And I swear to God, we came home and my first client through the door was a homeschool mum. I
Gosh,
know.
no, I do
Makes me
believe
cry
that.
when I say
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Chills.
Yeah, because she came in the room and I never charged her, and she said, "I'll take you under my wing." And her son was a similar age to Molly, he was a bit younger, and she showed me the ropes. She helped me write the letter to the school, and from then on, I was a pro. And it got easier and easier because back then there was nothing really for homeschool children. Whereas by the time my youngest, got to a bit, teenage years and she would go to clubs, there were so many different options for home edders now. It's crazy. There's so much that there wasn't before.
Yeah. I mean, it's a huge, big responsibility, but so rewarding, because what they teach at school as well. I mean, you were obviously had a curriculum that you had to follow, I guess, but
You
of
have
a
to.
type, but there's so much more that you could
Oh,
teach
I've
them
taught
that.
my children how to read energy, how to use dowsing rods. I've got a set of dowsing rods that I made in 2013 to teach my daughter about her energy field. I made them out of a hanger and
Oh
straws.
my God. I got mine here.
Yeah, my original ones, I've still got them. They're just hangers, co-hangers. And yeah, I just used to teach her. And then she ended up singing. She's done really well. She ended up becoming a singer. But I wanted to teach her about her field and how powerful she was and how she could, it's not about being an influencer, it's about her field of influence. So that's what I would kind of say to her. You've got the power to change the energy of the room and kind of show her that, really. So we didn't follow a curriculum very much.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, and I bet they're so well rounded and grounded, and yeah, that is lovely. So do you want to talk a bit about the fertility aspect? Well, whatever you want to talk about, actually, because
Yeah, I
there's so
mean,
much in
I
your
can talk.
toolbox.
Yeah, I can talk about the training. So I've been working with fertility massage for 15 years. I came across it very by accident. I actually gave the founder of fertility massage a reading and we became friends. And that's how I ended up adding that to my qualifications. And my first case study fell pregnant on her second session. So I was like, oh, I really love this. So from there, I've been doing it ever since. And then last year, I was asked to be the UK's tutor for fertility massage, and the founder stepped back in the UK. So I was really humbled, and I felt a bit like I had imposter syndrome because I was thinking, oh, am I good enough, but I know I'm a natural teacher, so I stepped into the role and I'm having a lovely time, because for me I feel like this needs to get out. Like, women need to know there's natural options, really great success stories. It's not just about fertility, it's about women that have had miscarriages, it's helping them to physically heal, women that have got health issues with their womb. There's just so many layers to it. So now not only do I offer it as a treatment, I teach students. So it's a 4-day course. It's life-changing, Jackie, because not only are they coming along to learn a new skill, it's kind of like a journey. So every woman, I take them through a really powerful healing process every day, and they just kind of, it's about really giving them the skills to be able to hold space for other women. So that's what the course is. It's a 4-day advanced massage course. You do need a massage qualification to do the course, but if you haven't got one, message me, because I can help you to get a massage qualification before you do the course. But yeah, it's life-changing, and I just want it to become something that's really well known, like as well known as going for like a massage or going for a reflexology session.
Yeah,
You know,
because I
people
know
don't know.
so little about that. Yeah, so it's so good to know about that. And what, they'd have to come to Essex. You're in Essex, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm planning to maybe do a course in maybe the later in the year or next year in Scotland. But yeah, I have students fly over from Ireland, come down from Liverpool. I've had a lady come from Aylesbury, yeah, all over the UK. And it's quite nice because a lot of them are mums. So they could just go and stand in Airbnb local to me, and they get 4 days to process what they're experiencing as well, because like I say, it's a really powerful self-healing journey. So the women that do stay over, they do, I think it's even more powerful for them because they get to go home and just rest and feel all their feelings. Whereas the other ladies that go home to their family, they've got to just jump in and be a mum again, you know.
So, you know, it just reminded me of the first time that we did a circle, an ascension circle with Tim Wilde in well, wherever we were, Southampton, I think it was. Anyway, in this beautiful hotel, and we were all in a big circle. And one of the girls there, she said, we've all come back together after millennia. So we'd, you know, oh, truth chills again. You know, that all these years, I know reincarnation, whatever, you know, but we've all come back. And so I bet the people that come to you, they must think so many synchronicities, or that they've been there, you know, they had to meet each other. And
Yeah, yeah, and everyone makes such a great sisterhood because they're all working on each other. So they, you know, it's really personal stuff. They're clearing womb trauma, they're clearing maybe sexual trauma, they might be clearing trauma if one of the ladies has lost a baby. So they're all really supporting each other. And that's the whole point, is teaching them how to hold space for other women, really. So yes, definitely. So I always, every group, I always think, oh my God, this is the perfect group that have all met each other at the perfect time.
yeah,
So
yeah, that
yeah.
makes such sense. I love anything like that. It just, yeah, synchronicities of, you know, when I've done a Ho'oponopono day, you know, when they pair up and then they talk about what's going on for them, you know they've got the right pairing. So
Yeah,
yeah, all good.
yeah, it is.
You want to talk about, I know we've probably come back to that as well, but you do want to mention about your cards as well, because they're a bit different, aren't they?
My naughty cards.
Yeah,
And I've got a naughty streak. I
that's
said to Jackie
obvious.
before, I've got 2 websites. I've got my cheeky witchy website and my sensible womb fertility website. So my cheeky cards, they're called Oracle cards for kick-ass 21st century goddesses.
Love it.
So I created them for women, like normal women, women that don't want to use all the fancy words that they might not understand. I wanted to keep them straight talking and kind of like this is my vibe anyway. I'm a bit naughty like that, but I just wanted things that I think, what did I need to know when I was on the beginning of my journey? What would have helped me? What would have supported me? So that's kind of what I created. So I don't just work with the fertility, I work with trauma as well. I do EFT and matrix reimprinting and spiritual counselling and spiritual life coaching. I've been doing that even longer than the fertility. But a lot of when I teach classes and courses and stuff, people always say, I wish I could just bottle up your words and take them home and have you in my ear all the time. So that's where the cards came from.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So
And you
I can show
said,
you a few.
yeah, do.
So
The
this is,
daughters, you know, like they'll, even when you're not here, I know we're talking a long time in the future,
yeah.
but they could pull that and say, what would mum say today? And
Yeah, that's what I always cry when I say that. But yeah, I just think one day when I'm not here, then I can still give them advice, cheeky advice. So the first, well, I kept hearing the word kick ass. I was on my trampoline during COVID bouncing up and down, and I just kept hearing kick ass, kick ass. And I didn't know whether it was an EFT course or I didn't know what it was, but it turns out it was these cards. And I had this vision of this woman standing in the middle of chaos, just holding the light, holding the light, holding the light. So that's kind of what the theme was for the cards. But the first card that came to me was called Chuck It in the Fuck It Bucket. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's so good.
I
I mean,
know.
it's fun, isn't it?
I know, that's what I wanted. I wanted them to be fun. This one, I'm actually writing a little bit of a book about this because this one's it's about spiritual bypass. And it says you can't sprinkle sugar on shit. So this is what I say all the time to my students. Like you can do the positive affirmations, you can read the self-help books, you can post the selfies and look all happy, but unless you're dealing with the shadow stuff, it is basically sprinkling sugar on shit. So that's what this guy's about.
Yes. That reminds me, it used to be a saying, something about nail varnish or something. Anyway, yeah, I can't think what it was now, but that was a similar thing. You were putting a pretty colour on top of, yeah, I don't know what it was. But yeah, I got the idea.
Yeah.
Oh, what was I going to say? Anyway,
I'll
carry
pull
on.
you a card if you want. In a little
Oh,
while, I'll
yeah,
pull everyone
lovely.
a card
Thank you.
group as a group. Shall I? Shall I do that now or shall I do it
Yes,
later?
yeah, by all means do.
Let's see what everybody needs to know. I've had to get a bit better at shuffling.
Come back to me what I was going to say as well.
Yeah.
Say in a minute.
See, let's have a
You
look.
said about EFT, actually. That's what I was going to say. Was it with Carl Dawson?
Yes.
Did you
Yes.
train with Carl
Yeah,
Dawson?
2012, I think I trained with Carl Dawson.
Oh, yeah. I think he came to us about 2015 and did a day workshop. He was marvellous.
Oh, he's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I feel very blessed. Okay, the card that I pulled is called Magical Breadcrumbs. Can't really
Oh,
see, it's a bit blurry.
yeah, lovely. Magical breadcrumb.
Okay, I'm a little bit dyslexic even when I read my own book. Okay, you have been here before, carrying the wisdom and the lessons from many lifetimes. Everything that you're experiencing now is divinely orchestrated, and it's not random, but rather a soul memory, perhaps from a past or a parallel life. The highest version of yourself has left magical breadcrumbs for you to follow throughout this journey of life. When you overthink or worry or try to control things, you may miss the subtle but powerful clues. Let go and trust in the path unfolding before you. Imagine if you left yourself a trail to follow, filled with signs like triple numbers, random encounters, coincidences, being in the right place at the right time, synchronicities and aha moments. When you feel that shiver of truth or the goosebumps, that is your soul remembering and recognizing the path that has been laid out. It's time to start trusting rather than hoping, knowing rather than guessing. Trust the journey, trust the signs, and know that everything is falling into place perfectly. So the possible meanings for this card is trust your intuition. Your soul is remembering the way. You already hold the map. The challenges that you might be facing now, you have encountered before and gained the knowledge to overcome them. Tap into your soul's wisdom. Trust in the higher purpose of your journey. And you may be experiencing many deja vu moments or seeing triple numbers at the moment. So that's magical breadcrumbs.
That's brilliant. I'm just trying to find it on Amazon so that I can bring it up to show you. But
I
that's
can send you the link. Yeah, I'll send you the link.
oh, lovely.
If you
I'm
type in
sending
Emily
it.
Teague, it'll come up. Thank you.
Oh, what, to post it after this?
Oh, yeah, I can send you the link to post. Yeah.
Yeah. Or is there a way I could bring it up on a share screen?
Yeah, if you just go onto Amazon and type in Emily Teague, they'll come up.
Oh, okay. I didn't do that. I put in kick-ass.
Yeah, they come up with kick ass as well. If you spell it right, not the American way.
I'll find it in a minute. Lovely. Would you like to talk about any of the trauma healing that you've done or
Yeah,
do?
so with Carl, I'd already done spiritual counselling, and I think I went back to college in about 2010, just after I had Violet, my youngest daughter. I actually went and see a therapist that did similar to matrix reimprinting, and I loved it, and I thought, "Ah, I need to do this." So yeah, I went back to college when Violet was very young, maybe 6 months. Um, and I loved it. I just loved throwing myself into all of that. So I did spiritual counselling and spiritual life coaching, and then added on the EFT and the matrix reimprinting, which is what I use the most. I do it in groups. I hold quite a lot of retreat days where I'll hold space for usually women, but I do work with men one-to-one. So basically, matrix reimprinting and the counselling that I do, it's kind of like finding the root cause of the problem. So people come to me for anything: fears, phobias, anxiety, depression, um, money issues, health issues, and I will just find out what their body's trying to tell them. So through the body, we find the root cause. It might be something that happened to them when they were 6. It could be going all the way back to the womb. It could even be past life. It could be something that mum was carrying and you need to clear that. So we find the program. That's one of my cards. Download a new program. We find the program that's been downloaded. We remove it, we delete it, and then we put in a new program. That's probably the easiest way to explain it.
Yeah, very similar to Ho'oponopono in a way.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing. It's just that all we're trying to do is help people feel better. And for me, I always say, like, my job is to give you wings. I don't want to hold on to you, like a
I
counsellor, and have you in my room for years. I want to see you 5 or 6 times. I want to give you the skills that are going to change your frigging life, and I want you to go off and teach as many people as you can. Like, you know, I
absolutely.
want people to know that they don't need fixing. They just need basically their vessel emptied a little bit so that they can cope in life.
Absolutely. And just to realize how powerful we all are and
Absolutely.
loving yourself. I saw that on your website because with the happiness coaching, that's all about loving yourself actually and understanding. Because until I went on that happiness course with Robert Holding, I never understood I just thought it was words to say loving yourself, oh yeah, spiritual lovey-dovey. But actually it's just the most important thing, isn't it? To respect and love yourself.
Yeah, and most people that I work with, the core beliefs are: I'm not lovable,
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
not
enough.
good enough. Yeah, it'll all, whatever they come for, it always goes back to the same thing. And it's usually, a flippant comment. It's not even the biggest trauma. Sometimes it's just a little flippant comment from a parent or overhearing something, and it just becomes, I always talk about a bit like a corn on your little toe, or a thorn. If you've got a thorn in your arm, so you get the thorn and it's really sore, so you put a plaster on it, and then you put a bandage on it, and then you start walking around with a brace on because you don't want anyone to touch it, and then you might put like bubble wrap around it. And then you stop frigging going out because everything pushes on your thorn. So that's what it is. It's like the trauma. So it's about removing the thorn so that they can go back and live their life, really.
But honestly, this is just everything that I love. Um, have I shared the screen? Can you see
Yeah,
that?
that's it.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
I found it.
Yeah. You're ever so
Oracle.
clever, aren't you? I couldn't do that.
Well, it's been a while since I've been doing this, so I've just found out. But yeah, there's a lot more I could know. But anyway, yeah, so they're pretty anyway. They're lovely cards because on there's a thing that shows the sort of cards that are in the pack as well, they look really lovely.
Yeah, I
Yes,
wanted
so
to
I
go
just
for
thought,
like a 50s sort of vibe. That was kind of the thing that I was looking for. I wanted them to be
nice.
really girly, but also a bit naughty.
Oh, stop share, that's one. Oh, well, that's your website for the fertile womb.
Yeah.
Womb, thefertilewomb.com. So
Yes.
that's good to see that as
Yeah,
well.
that's got all of my course details on how to sign up for the course. My next course is in June in Essex. I think it's the 4th of June. It's a 4-day, it's Friday to Monday. So at the moment I'm filling that one up. I haven't got any dates further than that because it's a big birthday for me this year. So I'm going to be very busy.
Oh,
I'm
lovely.
50 in September, so I'm making the most of it and having lots of holidays.
A baby. Oh, yeah, I was going to go and say something about my 50th, but it was a while ago. So yeah, well, we went to Edinburgh, me and my two sisters, and yeah, we were going to book up to Edinburgh today, but it was £66 back then for the day return.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
we went like for a weekend, stayed at a hotel and that, but it was like something ridiculous, £66. Today we went to book it up, not because of a celebration, but someone wanted to look at puppies and I was going to go with her. £300 for a
Oh my
return
God.
flight. And that was just to look at the puppies without going
That's
back to get them.
crazy.
I
Oh,
know.
keep looking, because I flew up to Edinburgh. I've got a really good friend that lives in Edinburgh. She picked me up from Edinburgh Airport. We didn't pay that much. I think I only paid about £50.
No, that's what
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
expecting, because you
Last
can get really good
October.
deals, but there was
Yeah.
nothing. And then I spoke to a friend who sort of gets cheap deals, and she said, look at Sky Scanner. And
Mm.
Sky Scanner, the cheapest I could find for the 22nd of April was 257 each
Oh God. Strange.
for a day. And that was just a day because we'd have like gone to look at the puppies and then come back the same day. Anyway, by the by, it's expensive.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, you got to celebrate your 50th.
Yeah. I might be teaching in Scotland the end of the year or the beginning of next year. And if I do, I'm going to drive.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
if you're going to stay up there, it's ideal. But to go up for
Yeah.
a day, you'd have to stay over and drive back the next day. And that's a lot of driving, actually, isn't it?
Oh, I've remembered something else I could tell you as well. I'm doing a retreat, 3 day, or it might be 4 day on Innisore. Have you ever heard of Innisore?
No.
So it's in Ireland. I hadn't either. One of my students, actually, she asked me to do this retreat with her, and it's on it's on the smallest of the Aran Islands in Ireland. And there's no cars. It's all pony and traps. We've got it's called Remember Who You Are. So I'll be basically helping women remember who the fuck they are on the workshops. My friend teaches yoga, so we're going to do some yoga on the beach. We're going to do some swimming in the sea. It's in August. We're going to take them to a spa on a horse and trap. There's a beautiful spa that just looks out to the Atlantic Ocean. So that's something else I must talk about, because we've only just really put that out in the last few weeks.
You must put the link for that underneath as
I
well
will. I will
after
do,
this
yes.
talk.
Yeah.
And I'll put it onto the YouTube when I put it across to
Yeah.
YouTube.
We're staying in the Shamrock B&B, and we have it to ourselves, just us, just women.
You've been there before then?
No, but she has. She used to live
Oh,
there.
oh
Yeah,
my.
she's from Dublin, but she did live on Innisore.
Can you imagine? No cars.
I know, it's
Oh,
beautiful. It's
divine.
like back in the old times.
It's like in Ireland, they got the Tara stone. And I had a talk once, this chap come, Aquarian Son, I think it was his name. And he was so good for oh, he's so precise. There's a word for it. Sacred geometry.
Yeah.
And he said about the Tara stone is the center of the entire earth.
Ooh,
In
wow.
Ireland, in Ireland.
Yeah,
I'd
very
never
much
heard of the
so.
Tara Stone, but I've seen pictures of it since and obviously looked it up and what have you. But yeah, that was very interesting as well. So if I go to Ireland, I've been to Ireland, but that was to see my husband's cousins. So we didn't go to anywhere like that. But now there's just loads of places in Ireland I'd
Yeah.
love to
Yeah,
see.
there's some sacred stones on, they call it Inisheer, but it's spelled Innisore, so I don't quite know how to say it.
Mm.
Yeah, there's sacred stones, there's like church ruins. It's quite a magical island. Apparently just going there is healing enough without even doing all the magical work we're going to be doing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really excited.
My son and his wife went there for her 30th. At the start of March, and I said, "Oh, did you go to the Blarney Stone?" And they'd never heard of that, but
Mm.
that would be really good as well. And you got to go backwards down a well or something and kiss
Yeah,
the
yeah, I've
stone.
seen people do that on YouTube, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, what you've learned when you say about spiritual, what did you say? You're spiritual teaching or spiritual?
Well, basically, when people come to see me, I don't really plan things. I work with their higher self, and every session is slightly different. We will do some EFT and matrix reimprinting, so we'll clear beliefs and stories. I'll also teach them how to activate their energy field, how to clear their energy field, how to protect their energy field, how to understand what is their energy, what's other people's energy. I teach them skills that they take home to use when they get in a pickle. I do some sort of life coaching, so I trained in spiritual life coaching, but I don't just say I'm a life coach, because I think I kind of like give people, I don't like to say homework, but like little things, like little challenges to do in between our sessions. Because I always say, when I work with people, I like to see them at least 5 or 6 times. And I like to encourage them to do the work in between the sessions. So I say it's a bit like going to see the hygienist, having your teeth cleaned, and then going back 6 weeks later, and then the hygienist says, well, what's happened? Your teeth are filthy. And then you say, well, sorry, I thought it was just your job to clean my teeth. So you've got to brush your teeth in between. So that's what I encourage. We do a session. I talk about it like a vessel. It's bubbling over with all the things that have happened to you in your life. And I help to clear it as much as I can, but also give you the skills to keep clearing it in the meantime. And then in between the sessions, it's about brushing your teeth in between. So EFT, I work a lot with music. We're a very musical family. We can all sing in my house. So I quite often send people songs that I kind of tune into, and I think, oh, I'm going to send her that song, and I want her to do a little bit of tapping on that, like some EFT on that. So, but I work with spirit as well. So when I work with clients, because my mum was a medium, so for me it's very natural to work with spirit. So when we're working in a session, who bloody knows what's going to happen? Sometimes past loved ones will come in and they'll have final conversations, lots of healing goes on. Sometimes I had a client, it was about a month ago now, and Beatrice Potter came in.
Really?
And she loved Beatrice Potter, and I didn't know this, but I was like, wow, this is interesting. Yeah. So yeah, it's always it always surprises me, and I just love my job. I'm very lucky.
Honestly, I love spirituality. You know, I go to spiritual church and that. And one of the mediums recently, she said, I've got a very well-known medium that's coming through for you. And it was Mavis Patilla. Have you heard of Mavis
I
Patilla?
have, yeah.
Yeah, marvelous. And I'd gone to a wedding, probably 2015, where Mavis was marrying them. You know,
Wow.
it was an outdoor spiritual wedding. So I was lucky enough to meet her there. And
Wow.
God, I had a lovely, you know, as the woman was speaking, I knew it was Mavis from what she'd said, from what I knew of Mavis. But I mean, I didn't really know Mavis. And then she said, oh, and I was lucky enough to have worked with Mavis. So I know it is she said that as I had
Yeah.
realised it was Mavis Patilla. So what an amazing thing that she sort of said she's guiding you at the moment.
Beautiful.
Honestly, it was lovely. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you get the loveliest, you know, messages sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, well, honestly, we 32, yeah. If there's anything else you want to share, but I just thought so much of interest. What's your other email? Because not email, website, because I was looking at that earlier and there's a lot
Yeah,
of good
it's
stuff on there.
21st Century Goddess Co. I'll
20,
say the link. 21st Century Goddess Co. Yeah.
that was the one I was looking at, and then you told me to look at that other one, which, yeah, so, but
Yeah,
they're both
I
very
kind of
worth
keep them
looking at.
separate. Yeah, because what I do is so different, you know.
Yes.
Um,
Well, so varied.
yeah. When people say, "What do you do?" I say, I don't know how to explain myself. My husband just says, "Oh, my wife's a witch." That's what he explains it in a loving way, because he's super proud of me.
Oh, that's so lovely. But are you a
Yeah.
witch?
Well, I think we all are, aren't we? When we've got, I think it's just really having the ability to tune in and work with plants and magic, and so
Witches are
yeah.
not like a white witch. It's a good thing. It really
Of
is.
course
Like,
it is, yeah.
yeah,
Just they were just healers and midwives, wasn't they? That's all.
absolutely. Yeah, which were given a bad name because they were doing such good things.
Absolutely, definitely, yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Now,
it's for me, it's quite natural because my mum, like I said, my mum sat in circle with Tony Stockwell.
did
So
she?
I was in love with Tony Stockwell when I was
I'm not
young.
surprised. Yeah.
Yeah, so that my dad used to do Tai Chi when I was a kid, over in the woods with his friends and qigong and things like that. So yeah, I'm quite lucky that I've had that in my life forever, really.
Private dad
Yeah,
would do that as well. Oh my
yeah.
goodness, I've got Darren Britton coming here in July.
Ooh,
Do you know Darren Britton?
I think so. Tell me.
Well, I mean, I think he's Yorkshire. He's certainly up country anyway. And the girl whose wedding I went to that got married by Mavis Patilla, she said she's friends with him. And she said, oh, if you ask him, I think he'll come down. So he's doing the Friday, the 24th of July in Romsey for me. And then we're doing the whole weekend. And it's only £120 for the whole weekend with him. And he's one of the most well-known,
What
very, very good.
mediums?
But he's not through Arthur Findlay College. He's not SNU. He is
Yeah.
an independent.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, that's why he's
Yeah.
coming. Oh my goodness, amazing.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did do platform stuff a long time ago, but for me, I just felt like it wasn't enough. I want to change people's lives. I think I love it because, like, I'm terrible with names, but there's a guy I've seen on TikTok a few times and he does readings, but they're so life-changing. It's so much more than it used to be, isn't it? Like, oh, I've got your dad, he's got a grey jacket on and a Will Corkins thing. Like, for me, I wanted to, so I still use my mediumship, but I use it in my sessions with my clients. So
if it's helpful. Like I
yeah, but I
love it
do
when
miss
you
it because I
get
did like that.
a bit of direction and communication is nice.
Yeah.
Like if you
Yeah,
just got evidence, evidence, evidence all night, it's you want a bit more than that, really, don't you?
absolutely. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so we had a psychic supper on Saturday, and the mediums always say they like to have direction and connection. And one of them is a psychotherapist and a medium. And
Wow.
yeah, everyone come out of hers and was really, felt inspired for the next part,
It's
which is lovely.
amazing. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Emily.
Thanks
This
for
has
having me.
been
I've had a lovely time. Thank you.
honestly, it's inspiring, really, to know that you've trained in all of those things. And that's the thing, I've trained in a lot of things, and you just intuitively know what's needed with the person that's with you. So it's
Yeah,
lovely.
try to use a bit of everything.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I've not got nowhere near as much as you. Yeah, it's
Oh,
still good. But we all find our own path. And like when you look back, you can see why you've done all those different things.
absolutely.
And it's
Why I
just
trained in
perfect.
beauty therapy because I was useless at it, but I knew that I loved massage. So that's how it started for me, just with the body work. And I still do the body work. It's just, as soon as it's like the body kind of talks to you. It's amazing.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you ever so much. And don't
Oh,
forget to
thank you
put the
so much.
links underneath. Thank you, anyone that's watching tonight. And I'll put this onto my Jackie White YouTube. Thanks,
Thank you.
Emily.
Thank you so much, Jackie.
Lots of love.
Lots of love.